Hello. Benjamin Netanyahu has been one of the most influential politicians in the world since he first became Israeli prime minister in 1995. And in my view, he has also been one of the most destructive world leaders as well. It was Netanyahu, along with his neocon allies in the US government, who convinced George Bush to invade Iraq. He also convinced President Obama to depose Muammar Gaddafi in Libya and try to rid Syria of Bashar al-Assad. Netanyahu has also been desperately trying to get America into a war with Iran. Now, it was Netanyahu who was prime minister when Hamas attacked Israel on October 7th, 2023. And it is unbelievable that Israel could have been so unprepared for that attack. 1,139 Israelis were killed that day, but dozens of those victims, and perhaps more, were actually killed by the IDF, who invoked the Hannibal Declaration and murdered their own citizens rather than see them taken hostage. Despite this, about 250 Israelis were taken hostage. Now, after the attack, the Netanyahu administration made up horrific stories for the American audience about Hamas beheading babies, cutting babies from their mother's wombs, and cooking babies in microwave ovens. None of this was true, and the Israeli press debunked it all. But American politicians who were bought and paid for by the Israeli lobby are still repeating this nonsense today. Now, Netanyahu used the attack as an excuse to launch a brutal invasion of Gaza. And most of Gaza has been destroyed, including homes, businesses, schools, mosques, and hospitals. More than 42,000 Palestinians have been killed, over half of whom were women and children. And after 15 months of Netanyahu's fury, Hamas has not been defeated, and the hostages still haven't been released. A former Israeli defense minister who served under Netanyahu has said that Netanyahu is committing genocide in Gaza. And a retired 3-star IDF general wrote an article in Haaretz in which he said that Netanyahu has, quote, lost his humanity. Many people think that the general was writing on behalf of current high-ranking IDF officers. Almost the entire world has turned against Netanyahu because of his brutality in Gaza. There is a growing outcry for the establishment of a Palestinian state, and Israel has lost just about all of its support in the United Nations. Now, President Trump, who is a strong ally of Israel, may also have lost his patience with Netanyahu. Last week, the president shared an anti-Netanyahu video on Truth Social, which showed noted development economist Jeffrey Sachs calling Netanyahu a, quote, deep, dark son of a bitch. Now, fortunately, 2025 could finally see Benjamin Netanyahu's demise. Netanyahu is under criminal indictment in Israel for corruption. The specific charges include breach of trust, accepting bribes, and fraud. These are serious charges, and there is a strong possibility that he will be convicted. The International Criminal Court has also issued an arrest warrant for Netanyahu for genocide. Most, but not all, European countries have said that they will comply with the arrest warrant and arrest Netanyahu if he steps foot on their soil. The word out of Israel is that Netanyahu is now afraid to travel. Despite Netanyahu's problems, he remains a crafty, formidable politician, in large part because he has the U.S. Congress in his pocket. But my guess is that he'll be spending next New Year's Eve in an Israeli prison. And once he is gone, Israel and the Middle East can finally move forward.